The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast where two-thirds of the hosts play the gifted games.
How the turntables.
How the turntables.
Don't you fucking quote The Office.
So, this week, guys, Caleb and Cameron are going to be reviewing Uncharted 2, Drake's
Uncharted 2.
Among Thieves.
Among Thieves, that's right.
Drake's, yeah.
Drake's Among Thieves. So these guys, Caleb finished it up like 3 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were actually playing it this week because Cameron and I had a copy, and I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah,
to
it's not at my place, and I told him originally that, yeah, I brought it to your place, but he goes, I don't see it. I'm like, well, did I bring it? So I checked my place. I can't find it. So I just ended up buying it digitally.
It's probably somewhere in here, and it sucks because it was on sale for like $8.
Yeah.
And I spent more than $8.
Yeah.
It wasn't on sale anymore. But, so I figured, okay, we're probably going to do something else, because...
Well, I mean, you're going to be playing 3 as well. So.
Yeah. It didn't seem like Cameron was going to play it, because we had the whole confusion of, like...
I started playing it,
where's the copy?
Immediately this week, so...
Well, no, I know, but... I didn't know you were playing it until, like, Tuesday.
Really? Like, I told you I was going to buy it.
I think so. You have to look. You have to find proof. But I know I played Death Stranding one too many days is part of it. And then the other part is I think you told me after my time was available for that day.
I told you November 27th, I'm just going to buy it. And then you asked me a question, which I won't repeat. And then... And I mean, I told you I was going to buy it on the 27th. So I didn't tell you I started playing it, but I thought that was implied when I...
Well, fuck, I should have played it then.
Yeah.
But I didn't play it in time. I am on like chapter 7 or 8 or something in the game. So I'm going to play it.
So you got most of the game.
Yeah, kind of. And I'm going through and doing all the treasures. And I'm playing it on
It's not a long game at all. So, but see, now you're playing on Crushing.
Yeah, so it'll be longer.
And yeah, it's just there's going to be parts that are stupid.
Yeah, the helicopter was pretty fucked up on Crushing. I was down to... I used everything that I had to kill that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was real close.
Good thing you took down the helicopter. Won't see that again.
Yeah. Damn. That sucks. But... Shit, yeah, I tried, and then I realized I didn't have time, so then I was like, fuck it, all right.
But there's a part later in the game that I'm very interested what it does to you. Because that part of the game right there is hard.
Yeah. I want to know which one
normal.
specifically you're talking about.
And because it just doesn't tell you what to do. You just kind of got to assume, and your actions don't seem like they're making any difference into the situation, but they are over the long run making a change. But if you ever... are not diligent in your movement, you get fucked. You know what I'm talking about now?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, anyways.
Which chapter?
It's
all right. You can tell them.
No. We don't have time for this. We're going to review it anyway, and we'll probably discuss it. Because we're still going to review this today anyway. So what are you?
It's going to be spoilery.
I mean, yeah, you're going to hear it. But what have you been playing, Greg?
What have I been playing? Yeah. Death Stranding and Pokemon Shield.
Just those.
Oh, and Star Wars
Is,
Fallen Order.
Pokemon Sword and Shield getting your Gigantamax on?
Yep. Although I only have one Gigantamax. Oh no, I have three Gigantamax Pokemon.
Sounds like you should go visit a doctor.
What's
Oh,
a
yeah?
Gigantamax?
I make fun of that word every time I hear it.
So in Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a mechanic called Dynamax, which means that you can basically turn your Pokemon into giant monsters. They get super big. But Gigantamax is like a special form that certain Pokemon can take when they Dynamax. So they get huge, and then their form changes a little bit.
If you or a loved one have been using Gigantamax within the last 3 years, it might be entitled to a financial settlement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cam has been making fun of it the whole time ever since I told him about it.
It's just so stupid.
That's a pretty stupid name.
It's so
It is kind of stupid.
huge,
and-
large. It's like,
Yeah.
No, huge. I mean, max, so it's all the way, so all huge.
Yeah. Excuse my all huge
The max
form.
amount of huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Infinite huge. But anyways, yeah. This last week, all I really played was Uncharted 2. Had a few matches of Battlefield, but didn't really put that much time into it.
I bought
Yeah.
that new COD, and I looked at it, but I didn't actually
Sounds
play
like the clan needs to get together and play some of these new games and stream it.
Yeah.
You going to get that new COD?
I mean, if everyone else gets it and we have a scheduled time to play it.
What about Monday? Monday.
I mean, if you're willing to play like 4 or 5 o'clock start time.
Okay, we got to wait till I have, like,
Sunday,
the days
Sunday,
off.
Sunday. Oh, yeah, that's right, because Caleb can't.
I can't Sundays either.
What about-
I got
Saturday evenings I would be.
God, dude, our schedules are so
dude,
terrible.
from like the 21st to like the 6th, I have off, so we should like play during that time.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Friday off this month.
This year, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this month?
Mm-hmm.
So December.
Yeah.
Oh.
So every last week besides the actual week of Christmas is going to be a short week for me.
I'm doing one extra day every week.
And I'm still making more money.
Probably. Soon, though, my union dues
Yeah,
gonna
I'm going to
kick
pay
in.
off.
Yeah, my benefits will go from 160 to 55.
Yeah, those benefits are like so important. Like I was picking up prescription the other day at a new place. I didn't have my insurance card on me, so I was like going to measure the convenience of not having to come back later with my card with my insurance information and just buy it outright. Buying it outright was $180.
Woo! That'd be a lot of convenience to be paying that.
And so, of course, I went home and found my insurance information, came back, and then picked it up for a $15 copay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I think mine gives me like a personal care account, so I have like $2,400.
I should have done a personal care account just because I hardly ever need to go to the doctor right now. So
Yeah,
I could
or
be saving up.
HSA for you. Yeah,
Mm.
that's basically what mine is, but they just give it to me.
But see, right now, since I don't have any dependents on my work insurance plan, so they paid all of my minimum. So
Oh, nice! All your premium. That's
my
pretty
premium,
cool.
yeah.
What have
pretty
you been
sweet.
playing, Schweiss?
Insurance.
You've been playing insurance?
Yeah, it's the most
game?
made-up game ever. It's all games
That's
are made
true.
up, but it's the biggest scam this world has ever known.
The points don't matter.
No, the points don't mean shit, man. It's just like Final Fantasy 13. There's just points, huge ass numbers flying everywhere, and it doesn't mean anything. All it means is destruction, your death, your
This
financial
means
holocaust.
normal people can't
That
live
is like
without
the
insurance.
worst part of Final Fantasy 13 for me. I fucking hate the giant numbers.
Yeah, I say we get rid of it, but
I agree to a point. I just don't think getting rid of it would 100% make a change happen immediately.
yeah, it's getting exponentially worse each year.
Oh, yeah.
Like medical
It's so
costs.
fucking stupid.
Medical costs in school are going up, and school is administrative, so that's because they're stupid and they're trying to make it a safe space instead of teaching people. So they're spending all sorts of money on that. Just filth out of here. Fucking puffball over my penis here. Little Mike puffball. But yeah, those are the two things that are increasing like crazy.
Yeah.
One of them you can blame. The other one, I don't know. It's a little more nuanced. But now that we're on
we would have to start a whole political podcast to have a channel where we can do the stuff that people hate when we do.
Yeah.
And have the hate go there instead of here.
It's funny, though, to say, just real quick, it's funny to say we should, like, when it comes to school, like, oh, we should just pay for it, like, as a society. Because that's basically accepting the ridiculous price that's been hoisted on us by these administrators and saying that it's not their fault. It's ours as a society for not paying for it. It's like
as far as so it's this is stuff that people like to bring up with wage stagnation, where when you account for inflation, wages really haven't increased in the last like little bit, but things have
inflation's
increased
also
in price.
very small.
Things
overall.
have increased in price. What do you mean the inflation's small?
Inflation rate is very small in the last like 8 years. Well, no, since the recession, it's been pretty small.
Yeah, okay.
But inflation in healthcare is really high.
Well, but then there is other certain industries where it's like the price has gone up much further than inflation accounts for, and education being the top thing. It's like a ridiculous large percentage number of
education. I think
how
is
much
just,
it's gone up.
It's just administrative fees and people making a ton on the top.
Yeah,
and I seriously think all the safe space stuff is expensive because you have to set up these like training programs and do all these things that don't actually produce any results, by the way. And they make our kids fucking weak.
I just wanted to talk about how school's too expensive.
It is, yeah.
I didn't want to get into...
But no, and that's the reason... Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when you then say, oh, well, now this group of people should pay for it, we're accepting that that's acceptable behavior
I just if we do this political
industries.
podcast, I just want to focus on, like, one issue at a time, even though... it might, bring to mind safe spaces. It doesn't necessarily pertain to the issue that we're talking about.
Anything that makes it more expensive to go to school that doesn't actually need to be part of school.
Right. I mean, college is... So one thing about college or university and stuff like that, it's a place for you to learn and experiment, and like that's where things get invented. I mean, if you want to experiment on the side twice, to see, sexuality-wise, that's fine. That's what college and university is for. It's about learning, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And so right now, there's a social experiment of safe spaces, maybe, and is it effective? Not, and maybe we'll know. Maybe we won't. But that's the ground for it.
Yeah.
Remember when this was a video game podcast?
I do.
Yeah.
I said we should do a...
But...
And I was being mostly sarcastic there. People can't tell when I'm being sarcastic sometimes.
Yeah. No, but I think that's pretty weak to say like, oh, well, we should just pay what they demand. It's like, no, I don't think so. They can't just come in and increase the cost by thousands %.
There's issues and a million solutions.
And there's no indication that the benefits of the education
and no matter
receiving,
which solution you choose, there's always going to be someone who thinks it's stupid.
Well, of course there is. That's why it's a debate.
I know.
But and it's not like the quality of the education is increasing 1,000 times along with the cost either. It's really not. It's not getting better. So, don't think that you can just throw money at it and it gets better suddenly. All it does is justify their destructive behavior.
Will just increase corruption.
It does,
like
yeah, exactly.
I mean, we just saw on the news how
and it enables them too.
I can't remember her name, but rich people, bribing their child through school and stuff like that, go to jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's weird to go to jail for that. First of all. But I mean, secondly, why would you do that? Yeah, that's weird. It's
because you have the money, you might as well buy the status.
It's like it shouldn't be a status thing. It's just
it is though. I know it shouldn't be, but having a degree and a degree from a reputable school is a lot of status.
Yeah. Well, you have to earn it though. Is the thing. And that's
the
why it's
disappearing
such a big
middle
problem,
class, and we're losing the trade. How important trades are to this country.
Well, we're losing it because we've stamped it out. Because no one values it anymore. All
right.
we ever hear is work smart, not hard, which means don't go to a trade school.
It's the American people have been told from a young age that they could be anything they wanted to be.
Except
Who
for a
fucking wants to
trade?
be a plumber in this America?
It's like, I don't know. It's like $70,000 a year. I think a lot of people would probably want to be a fucking plumber instead of a call center employee. You got to clean out shitters, but damn, that's a lot of money. They pay a lot, dude.
I know.
It's like crazy.
I was telling you, but you not as much, but Craig too. Like if you learn a trade, Craig,
yeah,
you don't have to work. You don't have to go back to the factory ever again.
Yeah, unless they got their
you don't have to hear that
in disarray.
You don't have to work those long 10-hour days and
10-hour days aren't bad, dude. I actually like the 10-hour days.
I did a 10-hour week once just to get a day off. In my line of work, it doesn't
really matter.
It's like, just depending on how much I have to do that day. It's just like sometimes I'm done early, and if I talk to my manager, sometimes I can just head out early.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm working on large projects. I'm just working on issues as they come up right now. So
you don't even working extra hours. That's not really necessary.
I mean, back when I first started on the team that I'm on. So when I first started, the team had just barely been created. So I was one of the first members on it. We had a fucking backlog of stuff we had to slog through. It was so. I worked 7 to 7 for like a month.
Damn.
To clear through it.
And your salary, too, so
Yep.
you didn't get anything extra.
Yeah, and so I'm still mad about that, but our manager would buy us lunch and dinner that whole month.
Yeah. That's why I'm hesitant to do salary.
And then this last year I got a pretty decent raise, too, so not too mad about it.
Yeah, we gotta figure out who's made the most money overall.
Like lifetime?
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
had a job since I was 14, but I never just stopped going to high school to get my GED just so I could work immediately. So
yeah, well, that was only like 5 months early though.
Okay, I don't know.
So you might
I mean,
still
my
have
my first handful of jobs were just like very minimum wage. So
I've never made minimum wage. It's always been like 8, which is like
14, I was working as...
Well, yeah, at 14, it was 5 something, too.
Yeah.
$5.85 or whatever.
I remember that because I was working when I was 14 as a janitor in a middle school. I'd go there after school, bike over to the other middle school in Mapleton, and, start cleaning there. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to pull out the old stubs. Or sometimes the
I don't,
Social Security
I don't even know.
one.
Like, I maybe because I didn't file my own taxes then. I was a dependent at that time.
Oh,
so
that's true. Fuck, how are we going to count it?
I don't know.
Like lawn mowing and like... It's got to like estimate how many lawns you own, the average mean price of a lawn mow in 2005. You're going to catch me, though.
Yeah.
Unless I do
We'll just have to see how much you're at this year so far because I have that number.
All right, we'll talk about it off the show so we don't sound like rich pricks.
So this is the thing between me.
I love how you like always bring that up.
It was one person,
only
one time,
person,
yeah.
one
I know.
time.
Well,
It's
that is you to a T, Craig. You're like everyone hates this. Like Craig,
is-
one guy complained.
That is not true at all.
10,000 other listeners said nothing.
A large
Craig.
portion of our listeners
Fucking
have
10,000
been the
my
same place
ass.
we're at. So, anyways, it's just this
gotta
thing
inflate
between me and
Craig.
Schweiss. It's just like we have this
A little?
competition always going on. It's always like
Easy.
it's either the arm wrestling, it's the pay stubs, it's the whatever meaningless thing that we can list out and say who's
Yeah.
done it. I've done it harder. That's the thing between me and Schweiss.
Yeah.
Right now, Schweiss can go, I'm fucking working myself to death and making this much money. I'm like, I work an average week.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I think I will make more this month by a good amount, but it's only 1 month out of 12.
Yeah.
And I have to work my ass off to do it. It's like 60. I almost worked 60 hours this week.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like, I think it's like,
I worked. I mean, I didn't go to work on Friday, so
it's 32 hours.
32 hours this week. Yeah.
And you probably make just
But it's
as
because
much money.
I don't ever use my PTO, so I'm trying to use it up a little bit so the stuff I don't use this month can still roll over because they're only going to allow 40 hours to roll over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the post office allows like 400 something hours to roll over.
Jeez.
Do they not care if someone leaves for a good
No,
chunk
and they
of
let
time?
people give their leave to other people.
Oh, I do that too.
They
What?
donate it. Yeah, doesn't that sound crazy? And Cameron's like, oh, yeah, I do it. Like, there's leave requests.
What happens if somebody gets like a year off?
No,
with just
but-
PTO. That seems like ridiculous.
If you donate, it's a weird concept, though. It's like I'm giving you time, the most precious
No,
thing
to me, it's just like this is my reasoning. This was my reasoning. Number one, I had so much PTO because we're at my place. They're not going to let. I mean, they're going to have to make sure there's people on the team still present. So if too many people are gone, you can't take PTO
let you
then.
leave, yeah.
And they don't like you taking more than maybe like a week chunk at a time. But if you have a good reason, like they work, it's like I don't work at a stupid shift-based place where I work with people, and as long as you're doing your work and you're not fucking anyone else over, it's like you can basically do what you want to do, right? And it's a medium-sized family type dealio kind of thing, but. No, when I had way too much PTO to even feasibly use, and I was going to lose a chunk because a chunk of it wouldn't roll over. So I'm trying to use as much as I can, and then I still had too many hours. I'm like, okay, well, I can donate to someone who can use it and earn brownie points with the company at the same time. So,
yeah, I don't think we have brownie points there.
No, see, you work at a place where they don't care. That's what the union's job is for.
Yeah,
they're the ones who have to do the care for you.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't do it very well either, if I want to be honest.
Because they just monetized it. It's just the money part.
Whenever I bring like a moment of like, hey, I want to do this. Can we get this to this person? Like, oh, we don't do that. Like, there's 40 other people out there that have mail that we could just try to get out, and we're not going to get theirs out. I'm like, yeah, but like, the guy asked me to, and I'm like, no, I got to do that. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to do it if I can next time. So fuck you. Like,
right.
It's like, all right, policy says no. It's like, well, yeah, but we're retarded. Why would we follow policy? We never do it anyway. Like, let's make someone's day here, and they're like, no, yeah, but yeah,
all right, yeah.
No more. We'll talk on the side.
Yeah, we'll talk on the side. We'll have to do that. Unfortunately, I do have somewhere to be in a minute. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I played
Death Stranding and Uncharted 2.
Yes, Death Stranding, Uncharted 2. I didn't touch Conan Exiles this week, so we're going to talk about it anyway, even though I didn't play it.
There is a new DLC out.
There is. You can do mounts.
Yeah,
you have mounts.
Mounted stuff.
I saw that. Okay.
Although it's only horses, which kind of bothers me because I was hoping that you could. It
makes sense, though, Craig.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that there's like horses, but like there were no horses before. They just added horses for the mounts, but like the other animals, like fucking elephants and rhinos, and even the fucking boars are huge enough for you should be able to ride.
I
those
could see
things.
being able to ride elephants, but not much else.
Dude, the fucking rhinos are huge, and if you get the fucking like
but why don't we see people riding rhinos, Craig, in real life?
the one DLC that we have, the Tyrannian or whatever it is, they add fucking saddles to the fucking elephants and rhinos. When you like give them the fucking like skin over of the Tyrannian or Empire or whatever, so like why the fuck wouldn't you be able to ride them?
Anyways,
they add like a fucking like golden spike to their already fucking spiked face. So I just
it's a good beer, Golden Spike.
Yeah. Anyways, my whole plan was to eventually join the server and then just raid the shit out of you guys. I had it planned.
Schweiss doesn't even know the admin password.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He just forgets stuff.
No, he doesn't even know it because, like, he created his thing through Facebook, so he has no idea, like, what the admin password would be.
Easier to log in.
God damn it. Anyways,
that's not necessarily the truth, though. I could have been lying to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I don't want, I don't want to join and have to grind. I just don't want to do that. So I'm gonna wait till PvP happens. But what I was gonna do.
What if we only reward those who have already ground up in PvP, though? What if we make the level grind like 0.1 instead of 1.0?
Then I just won't be playing Conan.
It's like, oh, if you didn't play before, you can go fuck off.
I had other games to play, and now as we're reaching up the end of the year, it's like, do I want to dump so many hours back into Conan?
Well, you know how to do it, though. The grind will be so much smaller, so much faster.
Yeah, but
you just kill those big ass snakes in the.
I know how to do it. I know how to do it like efficiently and quickly. I could probably reach level 60 in 2 days of play if I wanted to.
That's pretty fucking good.
There's just things you can do to really fast forward yourself through it.
Yeah, discovering and then
It's that,
trees.
not as much, and it's not as much trying to not check the items off the list either. I mean, you have to check a few of them off, but there's other things you can do that, for the time to do them, is more efficient than checking all the items
Yeah,
off.
I think Bonsack was building explosives, and
That's
he got
good.
up to level 50 like fucking fast.
Explosives are good, but the resources required are insane. So he's spending so much time collecting resources to build them.
Yeah. I think he found a cave with crystal.
Oh yeah, there's a
brimstone.
cave that's near the desert area that's just so fucking full of crystals. It is full of fucking crystals. Like you
That's
can't.
like the only thing that's in
You
there.
don't go do a mine run. You go in, fill your sack full of crystals, and leave. It's not like here are the hot spots to go mine in this little cave. It's the cave is made of crystal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you gotta like take along an
The only-
NPC, and they're gonna have like 8,000 crystal.
Like I'm
It's
tempted.
disgusting.
I'm tempted just to set up a map room outside. No, you can't because it's not near an obelisk. But I'm tempted to set up a map room outside of it. So if you make that journey there, collect your crystal, then teleport back to an obelisk that's closer to where you want to be.
Yeah,
And that's another thing I want to set up is I want to have bases only set up outside of obelisks, and each obelisk needs a map room.
We're doing that. We're doing that now. We have one, almost two built, but I haven't been playing. So,
But anyways, what I was planning on doing when I joined, once I got to high enough level to make explosives, I was going to make a fuck ton of explosive traps. You know, the jars you put into the ground.
yeah.
And then I just observe your camp's action for a day or two just to see which routes you like to take for gathering resources. And then once I saw someone leaving to go mine something, right, then I just fucking set up my little explosive traps along the road, right? And then watch them walk right into it. And if they don't die yet, just spring out of the bush on my horse and a lance and just finish them off and
Just
collect
run
the
'em through.
resources and run away. And I do that until you guys get super annoyed.
Those traps are super dangerous, though. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can, you can fucking like walk on your own shit and die.
Dude, those traps are usually one hit kill.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to be planting IEDs in the desert
Yeah.
along your guys'
Yeah.
path of trade.
That's all you do, and then when you live in a desert, you just plant IEDs everywhere.
And it's going to I would just like set up a minefield outside of your base one time when you guys are offline. So you just try to go back into your base and just
Plant a bomb in their car.
in the horse. You bring the horse into camp.
no, seriously.
Stick a dynamite up
I'm
its
like
ass.
I was like gonna try to find out which character was Craig and watch him go off on a mining expedition and just
It's not hard to
slay
figure
him.
out which one's mine.
Slay him, and then just the rage, the sweet rage.
Yeah, we need to do PvP. That sounds really.
And then
fun.
I was gonna wear like the light desert armor as well with IEDs and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, your little turbans and shit.
Fucking Cam's just the Taliban.
Yeah, one man Taliban.
I would probably get my Jacob on with me. He'd probably join to fuck with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you think he'd play it?
Mm-hmm. If I did that, and that was the whole plan.
Well, what kind of a grind would we have to set up in this game to make it worth it? I mean, like how much
There has to
resource
be
gain?
right. There has to be.
But then, like, what's the point of
a
having
point of playing the
PvP?
game?
Yeah, what's the point of having PvP if it's so easy?
It's
to
just a
grind
fight.
up?
But right, so level grind should change because
Okay,
the level
so-
doesn't matter. But resource grind should either remain the same or slightly more. But just in case someone gets sacked and they have to spend some time. They have to get back up to some fighting power. But there has to be a reward for raiding. That means something.
So resources stay the same.
Yeah.
Everyone starts at level 60.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all about PvP, so why would you want to start with the small stuff? All you need now, you have the intelligence to make stuff, but you still need to grind out the resources to make it. It's not like it's taking the grind out of the game, it's just being able to build right away and attack as soon as you have the resources to.
That's a good middle ground. I like that.
That's exactly what I was advocating for.
Yeah, that's a good. I like the grind personally, but I already did the grind, and then it's like, how unfair is that really? Because if you have time to put into it, like Craig, if he's off for a whole week, if we all have to get to 60 and Craig gets 60 in a week, and we're all like fucking 13, we're gonna get fucked by Craig.
That's
Like,
not necessarily true.
That's kind of true if you don't have any fucking health.
The
like-
only thing that really matters in as far as the level is if what you put your stats in. So if you put your stats in like strength and vitality, then sure. But like if you put them in things like grit and survival, you're not gonna fucking be.
Yeah, but that's retarded for PvP.
Well, I mean, it's better for like exploration stuff. So if you're going to grind out stuff, which you would, because with survival you can you get more, you gather stuff way faster. And so if you have a higher level pick and everything, then you gather way fucking faster with way more resources, and then you just use a yellow lotus potion to respec yourself for combat.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the level wouldn't really matter until then. And then
I think I like the 60. Just everyone's 60 when you join, and then we break off into our own little factions.
Plus
and then
then it's
that'll
more
also
of the
allow
weapon
us to
strength,
go.
too.
That'll allow us to spread out on the map too, because there are areas on the map where you can't really go if you're not high enough level. Like it's rough going up north
Yep.
if you're low level, because you can't really take any thralls, you can't do anything because they'll just kill you.
Yep.
So if you're 60,
I mean, there's still going to be some waiting to expand in the north, just because the north is cold and you need to get clothing for it, and you need to. So Craig was complaining that you guys couldn't go up to like the true north cold part because how cold it got. Yeah, clothes help to a point, but it's really the hot food and drinks that you need to invest in that gets you.
Yeah,
through that.
I think the Ymir armor.
Food is the Ymir armor is good, but it is actually the food that gives you the most benefit.
Yeah.
So you can't
like
not make
spice
food.
and certain alcohol drinks, like firewater.
Except that firewater makes you drunk. So, but you can get like spiced other stuff you can drink, like the hot beverage, and that is what you do to stay warm.
So we should do that. I'll keep the server. I'll see if I can keep the server.
But we can do where we have raid days where all of us get on to raid, and then we can't do offline raiding and stuff like that, where someone's offline and they can't defend their base.
Oh, okay. So we would do like Monday nights or some particular night.
Yeah.
It was the only night we're allowed to raid,
Yeah,
or a couple nights maybe.
right. Because nothing's more defeating than getting your shit stolen while you weren't online.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes you just don't have time.
Yep.
Like you got other shit to do.
Yep. And yeah, stuff like that I think would attract more people. So
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see how many we can get. I've got 40 slots, and I don't really want to pay for any more than that. So
I mean, we already have clans created and ready to go from the Hog League.
that's right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're basically ready.
But anyways, we should probably launch into that review.
All right. Well, let's watch the trailer here. Let's see what we've got. E3 trailer.
So, they have beaten you, huh? Your quest is over? What if it's only beginning? Some of the most fearsome rulers through history have possessed only a fragment of the Chintamani stone. What would a man become if he possessed the stone itself?
Where did you find this guy?
I don't remember any of that shit.
Well, you haven't gotten there yet.
He's been after the Chintamani stone for years. You're competing with a psychopathic war criminal for a mythological gemstone?
I'm sensing some history here.
Elena Fisher, last year's model.
We're gonna snatch that treasure right out from under them.
They'll never see it coming.
Yeah, well, payback's a bitch.
So, what's your angle on all this misery?
Gonna get us all killed.
My friend, where did you find this?
You mind telling me what the hell is going on?
I miss the look on your face.
I know where the stone is.
Pray that he is not bluffing.
It's time to tip the odds back in our favor.
Sweep the city, find him, and take him out.
sure hope you know what you're doing.
I don't have the faintest idea.
PlayStation.
All right, so Uncharted
Yeah.
2, action-adventure game by Naughty Dog. Second, obviously, in the Uncharted series. I don't think they started doing spin-offs until after 2, right? Was there one on the PSP, or am I thinking of something else?
There wasn't one on the PSP. There was one on the PS Vita. It was like the Golden something. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
And then after they made 4 was Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Oh, so Lost Legacy is the most recent
which
one.
is a spin-off using that one chick that's in 2, and then the new chick that was in 4, Nadine.
Oh, okay. So, game came out initially October 13th, 2009 for the PlayStation 3. Did you play the original copy this time around, Craig, or did you play the Nathan Drake collection?
I played it on PS4 this time.
Oh, you had to double down on the trophies, huh?
Well, I mean, I platinumed it on PS3. So, yeah.
They had multiplayer trophies then, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, that's not good. They're gone now.
Well, they don't on PS4.
That's true. That's true. Do they have the multiplayer online still on PS3?
No,
You know?
they took it down like, I think it was this year or last year. I can't remember.
Lame. So, yeah. Games, it's a big series, man. I looked up the total sales, and it's pretty high for the Uncharted series. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. So I was kind of impressed by that. And Uncharted 4, I think, is the best-selling PS4 game.
Yeah.
It's like 17 million copies
Really?
or something like that. Yeah, and like none of us have finished it here. And Cameron and I
No.
haven't even played it, so.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through it. I need
It'd
to,
be
I need to finish
interesting to finish the series.
Yeah,
say.
you're interested in that? would you say?
I mean,
I kind of wish you guys would have played it a lot sooner.
Right
and
now-
experienced it.
right now, after playing the first 2, I'm meh about Uncharted right now.
Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be the best one.
I know.
So, I mean,
Well,
So
a
that's
lot of
what
people
what I thought going into it.
A
But
lot of people like 4 as well.
but really,
so-
as I'm playing it, I'm like, this almost feels exactly like the first Uncharted, with a few minor differences. The story itself was like, it was almost the same story, different setting, different place,
you
different.
could say that about literally any treasure
Yeah.
hunting thing, though.
I know the format doesn't lend itself to, but it's the same fucking. It's the same.
You could, literally say that about every Indiana Jones movie, that it's just the same thing.
I mean,
in
I
a
guess,
different way.
but it just felt so. It just felt so like
such a weak reason.
a replace of the first one. So it's like you find out about thing in the beginning. You get betrayed or double crossed in the beginning. You find a girl along the way you hit on. World War II weapon segment. You find out that the thing you're looking for is actually this ancient cursed item that turns people into monsters. You fight them off first with World War II weapons, and you get to actually fight them with modern weapons, and then you have to destroy it to save. I don't know. It just felt like the same pattern. The same. It just felt like, yes, it was better than the first one, but the story, I feel, didn't have enough of a change, I guess.
well, wasn't... when is this game... When are these things set? Because I imagine
In the
it's...
60s,
Is
I
it the
believe?
60s?
No.
That's what
When?
I've always felt. Because he's got that old-ass, like...
They're modern.
I don't know if it's
No,
modern.
it's not modern because you're
It is
talking.
modern. In Uncharted 4, they're literally playing on a PlayStation.
That's Uncharted
They-
4.
Yes, which
But-
is
but you are
literally only like
you are literally
a few years
interacting
after these
You're
ones.
literally interacting with, they're old but not too old people who were in World War II, and you're using usable World War II weaponry that is lying out.
Well,
Uncharted
they're not
2
fucking taking place in the 60s.
I mean,
Literally, like, they're taking place in when they're made.
I don't know if I never felt that with these. I always felt like they were like way earlier.
No, dude, they're pretty modern.
Well, I mean, like he's got that old World War II like ancient ass like flashlight that he uses.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Nothing really lends itself to modern times.
Exactly.
per se.
Just because he's like always in third world countries doesn't mean that it's not modern.
I mean, they have helicopters.
They're literally in the
I guess.
fucking first,
No,
the
but those-
second
so
chapter
those
in this
helicopters were
game.
all made in the 60s and 70s.
You're robbing a fucking like museum that has security cameras everywhere. They don't have that shit in the fucking 60s. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Of course they did, Craig.
No, they don't.
Cameras were invented. Cameras were invented before 1900, Caleb.
That doesn't mean anything. And literally, Elena Fisher fucking walks around with her cameraman who has a very modern fucking camera. Okay? They're not in the 60s.
Well, look, Craig,
What the fuck? Literally, what gave you the impression? Just because they're in third world countries where things like are a little shittier,
well, no,
maybe?
and they have studies and shit, and they're not all British, so you can't just have a study and be modern.
I mean, fucking Nathan Drake here is a fucking treasure hunter, all right? He's obviously going to be interested in things that are a little old-fashioned. So yeah, it would make sense for him to have a little personality trait of having older things around him. He fucking keeps a journal, for God's sake. Like, people don't do that. They have fucking phones.
yeah, I guess that's true. That's fair. I don't know. It always just felt like it was older to me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know.
Entire Uncharted timeline starts in 1951.
With who though? With what? Like, is it events?
Because like, there's the earliest thing that happens is in 3, where you play as Nathan as a kid, and that was in like the 80s.
Let's see.
Because that's when he meets Sully.
He probably likes Back to the Future as the best.
Actually,
series
that's
ever.
one of the most interesting things about Nathan
It could
Drake.
be the
is, like, he
90s.
doesn't know anything about fucking
Uncharted, the first Uncharted could
culture.
be in the 90s. Let's look.
It literally happens in like the 80s when he's like 13 or something, because he's like in an orphanage and then he meets Sully and he like follows him around, and that's like the beginning of Uncharted 3.
Yeah, and then they form Godsmack together.
Yeah, they do.
That's the plot of the spin-off one. You're a roadie.
It could just be early 2000s or late 90s, but I don't know.
I don't know. I always thought it was later, but you're right. The camera is pretty obvious that that's not. Yeah, I don't know. You could just be like, oh, they're just joking around. It's a funny joke. You know?
I always thought that it made more sense that it was because they're finding World War II relics that are just been exposed to the elements. I mean, yeah, you can find stuff like that, but they're usually buried or protected. But we're talking like a fucking U-boat in the middle of the Amazon that's just still just chilling there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a lot of this like World War II mystery stuff you could discover more, like have it be like real discoveries and like right in the era right after the World War II stuff, then it would be like near modern time. But oh well. Whatever the timeline is, it always makes it feels just like it's not current modern.
Well, it's literally like because of what I said. You're in places where there's not any technology. All you have are fucking guns, and then your character carries around a fucking journal instead of a phone. Like, I mean, of course, it's going to give off an impression that it's not.
Don't you
fucking
think it's a
modern.
little bit ridiculous that there's
Don't
treasure
you have
just-
phones?
that there's treasure just lying around in this modern setting? I mean, everywhere you turn, there's like a piece of ancient treasure you can find.
Well, that's
like,
a fucking game mechanic. That's
Well,
not
what
a
kinda-
fucking like.
So you don't think that's part of the game, like part of the actual universe that there's
No,
treasure?
I don't think that there's going to be random bits of treasure like literally everywhere.
I mean, we're talking.
There's
2000s,
literally a
like,
piece
how the
of
fuck-
treasure that you grab by like fucking rope swinging up into the ice. Like, of course, there's not going to be fucking random treasure like everywhere. There's one that's like literally fucking in a pile of trash. Of course, that's not going to happen.
Well, you're like geocaching, basically. It's just everywhere. Just they're you climb that big ass pole. There's a fucking geocache. There's one in the garbage. There's one in the fountain. It's just geocaches. I guess fine. All right, fine. Whatever. It's modern.
Yeah.
Nothing's fun. You're not finding treasure in garbage cans.
All right. So this one we start out. Drake is approached by. What was Drake doing at the beginning of this one? Because he was approached by a British dude, and
He's just fucking chilling, and then his friend comes up and is like, "Hey, buddy, I got a job for you." And then when he finds out that it's like to retrace Marco Polo's steps or whatever.
Yeah, there's like,
he
Marco
was like,
Polo sits
no,
in about
fuck
a large,
you.
large
A lot of people died because of this shit.
Or
As a
sapphire.
Yeah, as a sapphire. And he doesn't want to do it. And then they give him like a piece of information, and then he gets all excited about it, and then he decides to go with it. And then they got to rob a museum to get this like specific lamp thing that's supposed to show them the way.
Drake smashes it to the ground.
Yeah, he smashes it, finds some resin that he like burns, and then he like
It produces black light for some reason.
Yeah, and then he's able to see what he needs to see to find the next clue. And then they just kind of keep following along until his buddy betrays him. And then they keep going. And
Like you
then,
didn't see it from a mile away, too.
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
obvious.
and this is where he betrays me. And this is where he betrays me.
Yeah.
And nope, it's here. All right.
And then he finds out they were working for a like fucking Russian warlord guy.
Yeah, that was really weird. It's just suddenly Russian dudes everywhere.
Yeah.
And
And see, that's why I thought it was Cold War era type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could see that. Yeah.
That's why I thought that's what the setting was in. But anyways, and Sully with his style that's obviously, from his time. So anyways, so Russian warlord, comes in kind of like how the first game also set up a bad guy who was actually in charge, and then your friend was helping him get things done. But anyways, Russian warlord is after that as well. You and Chloe. So, Chloe's working with Russian dude, and sorry, drop ahead. So Drake gets caught because he was betrayed in the museum, then goes to jail for 3 months. Sully comes with Chloe to break him out. Drake is obviously mad at Chloe because she's involved with the dude that betrayed him. She's like, no, like, I really don't want to be with him, but I'm just helping him right now, and I can give you intel on this stuff. He's like, all right, well, I still want this treasure, so if you can help us into the camp, then we can go into the camp. She says, all right, that's explosives for you. So you go to the island, you sneak through, kill some Russians. See, in this one, the enemy. So the first one, the enemies would change the kind of like the level of person you'd be fighting. Like you had the average thug, and then that changed to Russian soldiers, right? In the first one.
I don't know if they were Russian, but yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so soldiers.
Sure.
That's again a Cold War era vibe type thing where you make the Russians the bad guy.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. Middle Eastern's the bad guys now.
And we still kind of, though.
Yeah, Russians are still the bad guys.
But anyways, you sneak onto the island with Sully. You set off the explosives, which allows you to sneak into the camp, gather more information, blah, blah, blah. You find more clues. You solve more puzzles. You get closer and closer and discover that the emerald is, Shambhala, Shambhala, which is what can I say right now?
Shangri-La?
Shangri-La. And so now the puzzle is how do you get in there, using the various pieces in your journal to solve yet more puzzles. You finally discover... Am I skipping over anything important?
Not really.
Okay. You find journalist lady from the first game too. You have a funny little
she's
thing in between.
Investigating Lazarevich, the fucking,
for his war crimes.
Yeah,
warlord.
That's
and so
right after that part.
You have a funny interaction between her and your not quite girlfriend, side chick.
Yeah. No 3-way though, sadly.
No. And so this Chloe goes back and forth between, trying to help you, but then betraying you, sorta, just because she needs to save face with, the warlord and her.
Yeah, she's double playing.
Yeah, but she's playing them. She's not really trying to play you, but she's going to do it just to make sure she's, not dead. But she helps you out as much as she can. She doesn't want to double play.
Yeah, she only crosses you when
there's no other option.
Busted.
Yeah. And so that happens, and so you separate off from her. You and Chloe almost die a few times. There's that train scene where you're trying to save Chloe, and you are on that train heading towards trying to slash where it'd be Nepal, right?
Yeah. Is that where the game starts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Nepal.
And so you're on the train. The train blows up, of course. Things flying everywhere. Lots of stuff to climb. And then you end up outside of the secret entrance to Shambhala. More puzzles to solve here, of course, because that's what ancient civilizations like to do. They like to have puzzles that are, just time-consuming, not puzzling, because you could just do simple trial and error to solve it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But
they just like to make it real tough.
But you could just get
Time-wise.
past it if you just, look at the clues and hints and stuff like that. You finally get in there and you realize that... Okay, so as you enter this village outside of Nepal after you crash on the train, you're inside this little village, and from there you go with this dude and go look through some of the caves and stuff. And this is going to spoil it for you, Schweiss, but you kind of knew it was coming anyway, where there's like this random Yeti monster just like jumping around. You're like, what the fuck is that? And as you're traveling through, you then have to fight the Yeti monster. Basically, all you can really do is shoot at it until it leaves. And then, fast forward again to the secret entrance to Shambhala. You get in as you finally solved like one of the last pieces of the puzzle. You're now captured by Warlord dude and the stupid British sidekick.
Oh, slightly before that, you get rescued by the German guy. Schaefer, who brings you to like one of the little towns in Nepal, which is like really close to where they're supposed to get to.
That dude Schaefer, he's German.
Yeah, that's what it said.
I thought he said
German
British.
guy.
Oh, okay, he's German.
And then he tells you to go look for his old unit that was in the World War II guys.
Yeah.
Because they were looking for
the entrance
to
Shambhala for the Nazis.
for the Chintamani stone.
Yeah.
And so he goes and helps this guy, Tenzin, who to look for that group. And they finally find it, and then he realizes that the Chintamani stone did something to these people, and so he like had to... And so Schaefer had to like kill his teammates because he realized it would be really bad if Hitler got his hands on the stone. And so he's like, okay, well, I kind of know a little more now, and then they get taken to the entrance of Shambhala.
Yeah, so he solves the puzzle. Like, every time these fucking stooges come in to, like, try to solve the puzzle at the same time Drake is. Meanwhile, Drake's solving puzzles that are really just a fucking runaround. It's not like the puzzles he's solving don't open the entrance. It just points, hey, the entrance is right there, basically. And so these soldiers are walking all over the village. They have all this money, the resources, stuff like that. Why didn't they just... they could have just seen it. It's right there. It's like if you have any sort of modern equipment, it's not like it wouldn't have been a secret for very long of where it's at. No need to solve these stupid puzzles. Anyways,
they don't have like that kind of technology.
Yeah, but they're walking around. They know stuff like secret entrances. They're just stupid. They're pulling down statues next to a cliffside. How is a fucking...
Well, they're trying to find clues of where the entrance is.
Yeah, but
they
pulling down a
know.
statue that you could see behind it, it just doesn't make sense. They're just okay, it's just senseless. It's stupid. The puzzles, to me, at most of the time, just seem pointless.
Sometimes.
So, yeah, sometimes they seem pointless. Other times, yeah, they help you. But anyways... once you're captured in the entrance, you're told to that he's the warlord's planning on killing you, right? But he wants you to solve the rest of it. And so he gets actually inside Shambhala, and so he sends you and British dude off. I don't know why you just don't kick fucking British dude off a cliff at that point. Stupid.
Because if you did, then when you got back, Lazarevich would kill you.
And he's going to kill you anyway. Anyways, you finally solved the last final puzzle before entering Shambhala. The doors open. Oh, it's beautiful, right? Oh, we forgot. As you are solving the puzzle with British guy, two more of those Yetis attack you, and you're attacking them, waiting and stuff until your weapons seem mostly ineffective. But then when Russian Warlord shows up with a shotgun, he just fucking two-taps the dude and he's down, right? And then you have that Scooby-Doo moment where he pulls back
his shotgun is pretty sweet.
Yeah, you pull back the Yeti mask, and it's a person, but like not a normal person. It's someone who's obviously been Well, you don't know this just yet,
they're
but
warped.
they're warped by the resin.
Yeah, so
The
essentially
stone.
what the resin is
Sap.
it's tree sap that comes from the world tree, basically.
Yeah.
The
So
tree
does
of
it,
life.
Does it like preserve these people then? Is that what's
Yes,
going on?
it preserves
Makes them
them
super
and
strong
makes them like
and
super
preserves them,
strong,
yeah.
and it kind of like fucks them up because they kind of become mindless creatures in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, they can still communicate with each other and whatever, but they seem to be like,
This attack,
at least
everything else.
from your end, yeah, that they're just like mindless
that was
creatures
a-
trying to defend the place.
And behind this mask is
This
Oh,
guy, yeah, and they get super tough, so they're kind of resistant to bullets, which is bullshit.
I would have
but
gotten
whatever.
away with it too if it wasn't for that
Meddling Drake.
meddling Drake.
no
Yeah.
that meddling Russian
Well, yeah.
warlord. But then,
But Drake would have gotten there.
but then he's
anyway
like, "Ah,
without
yes,
that
this is
guy.
the end of the line for you, Drake." He's like, "All right, man, I'm gonna shoot you ahead." And I was like, "No, wait, I want them to see Shambhala and have it taken from him, and so take him out, like." And now this is when you die. But no, more of the monsters attack. Dun, dun, dun. And then you and the two girls make it an exciting getaway as the monsters are shooting these overpowered crossbows that can just one-shot shit. And you're fucking...
Did you grab one of those
Oh, yeah,
crossbows?
dude. With crossbow,
They're so good.
The crossbow is the solution to certain areas.
Yeah, it's so good.
You don't get many bolts,
Especially
but it
theirs.
solves
The
your problem.
gold ones,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you're running through Shambhala. You're trying to find out how to get to the tree stone. There's more climbing, more
Yeah,
puzzles.
you're trying to find out what
and
the
you're
stone is.
you're
and everything.
fighting groups of the Russian people. You're fighting groups of the the Shambalan monster people, and you work your way down to this further into Shambhala to solve. I don't know. Like, is there anything else that I'm skipping over before the end of the game?
Not really. There's just a bunch of battles. Then you finally get to the Chintamani stone, but then you realize that it's just a small piece of like the large whole, which is the tree of life. And then that's what Lazarevich realizes. He goes to drink the sap. While you get Elena. Elena was shot, so you get her
Yeah.
and Chloe to run away while you try to defeat Lazarevich because you don't want him to become like a superpowered Hitler. And so there's a one-on-one boss fight with him after he drank some of the tree sap,
Yep.
which made him super strong.
Yep.
And so that's a pretty cool boss fight, didn't you think?
Yeah, so the boss fight in this one, 100% better than the boss fight in the first one.
Yeah, see, that's one reason I knew you were going to like this one better, just
Yeah.
because of that. Because I know you didn't like the,
So he
the
drinks,
quick time event of the first
He drinks
one.
a sap and becomes mostly impervious to bullets and stuff like that. But since you're at the center of the Tree of Life, there's deposits of the sap all throughout it. And you already know that the sap is flammable and explosive from previous interactions with it.
Yeah.
And you already know if you're playing through the Shambhala part, you realize how effective any deposits of sap are against the mutated people in the city.
Yeah, so all you pretty much do in this boss fight is shoot the concentrated parts of the sap, and it explodes, and so it damages him. So you do that like
Yeah, and that's
6
basically all you
times.
do. You just have to kite him around the map until you do it X amount of times before you finally get the cutscene. But each there's the first level where he's just shooting his shotgun at you. The second level where he gets super
He
mad
starts
and
throwing
angry.
grenades.
But no, it's the third level where he starts throwing 3 grenades at a time. He just throws 3 grenades at you at a time. And then it's not like once you know how he throws it, it's not a hard boss fight. He throws it where you're going. You just take a hard right or hard left, depending on what you have.
Yeah,
in
it
the room.
sounds like it's kind of like the first game, but better from what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
Like,
so to me, it's story-wise, it's a replacement to the first game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's what the first game should have been, and it would have been enjoyable. I just dislike that it just seems like they took basically the skeleton of what that game was and just said, all right, now just fill in the gaps. It's going to be basically the same story, just change the setting and slightly change some of the characters and the bad guys. But it's like the first game was, the ancient Mayan relic that turned Nazis into zombies. And this is an ancient Shambhalan relic that turned people into super, strong beasts that still killed you. So it's like it just felt even down to the you're fighting the monsters with World War II weapons section. So
So you're
Well,
not convinced
how
that this
you
is one of
defeat
the
the-
best games ever made, and you're
I
not
think it was
convinced
a
that it's...
good game, but it's
See, I wonder if it's going to be like Fable 2.
I just got so tired. Okay, so if we go into like the gameplay section, I mean, this is a treasure hunting game. There's going to be puzzles to solve. There's going to be things to climb. I just felt like some of the puzzles themselves were pointless. I felt that a lot during the first one too, just because you do a puzzle to like to show you where to go. Like, what if that thing was broken?
And like all the puzzles are half the time of the first game, where like you find a little, like an obelisk with a symbol on it, and you have to face the symbol on the other object to that symbol, and it's like, is this really even a puzzle, or is this just like a retardation check? It's like a DPS check in an MMO. It's like, are you too retarded to play this game? Let's find out. And if you can't do it, it's like, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing.
But
we can't help you.
The one thing that annoyed me the most, I am okay with climbing. Like, it's like it's part of the game. The climbing in this game is not super smooth when compared to games like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. Maybe that's not,
or Horizon Zero Dawn,
but it's not that
climbing.
smooth. The climbing in Uncharted is not smooth. But one thing that annoyed me the most is how many fucking times you're climbing something that breaks. And you climb it again.
Yeah,
there's the whole fucking
it's all the time.
It's that whole fucking scene. You're climbing to get out of there, and like I can understand that for the train scene and stuff like that's fine. But it happens again and again and again. You're climbing and you're just not going anywhere. You're just stuck in this fucking hell of climbing, and it's like I can understand that to serve a story purpose to make it seem. But once you do it over and over again, it just makes it tedious. And so there came a point to me that I'm like, fuck this climbing. It just got too tedious to a point. I think they overused it. I would have preferred, to have climbing in the game and then just cut back down on the climbing to reclimb thing as things are falling apart. But then reward players who are willing to find cool routes to climb for a better position to get past something, for more loot, I guess, or whatever. Just not make so much climbing so important.
And then it's
because all it does is to slow the gameplay down.
Yeah, it's super linear, so it's not like you get anywhere differently. Usually,
it's just you just go the one way, and it just slows it down.
And then sometimes if you're not careful, I mean, even worse.
Yeah, I heard that a few times because Drake is stupid. He's so stupid.
So I got to ask you, which one do you think's better between?
Oh, definitely the second one. God damn.
Yeah, the second one's much better. Play the third one. You can find it.
Ooh.
That's a nice twist.
Got a little spice in that one. A little bit of saffron.
I kind of love the first one though. I heard it so many fucking times.
Yeah, because you're playing it on the hardest difficulty.
But this one,
dumbass.
This one, I like to sing along to a little more. I can just playing it.
How many times you died so far?
I'll just be like.
That's actually a statistic you can check.
He'll have to check like at the end of the game.
Oh, it's been a few times.
Just wait till you get to.
There were a couple times where I let myself die though. Because I'm like, I could do that better.
As far as the gunplay goes, it was very similar to the first one. I don't think they changed much. Do you feel that they did?
Not really. I think they balanced stuff a little more, but other than that, there's not much of a change.
See, I kind of like the first one's gameplay more, as far as the guns go.
How? They're the same.
No, dude, it's easier to kill people with the pistol in the first game.
That's true.
That's because they balanced it more so that you
I'm a
use the
headshot
other
horde,
weapons.
so that's important to me. Like, I want those headshots.
The other weapons suck,
and so
man.
in the first one, my weapon of choice was the pistol because it was pretty easy to get headshots with. In this one, my weapon of choice was actually the M4.
Yeah,
because you'd think maybe the FAL because it has that scope and a 3-round burst, but it's still not as I like it, but it's still not as accurate as the M4. And so you can just squeeze off some good headshots with that.
It's pretty great.
Oh, he's wearing a helmet. Just do a 2-tap and he's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't finished the game yet, but it's kind of how I feel about Fable 2 versus Fable 1. Everyone always talks about Uncharted 2 and Fable 2. I kind of like Fable 1 more. In Uncharted 1, I think I like the gameplay just a teeny bit more. Everything else, other than the gunplay, is smoother, though. Everything else is better. But I don't know, man. That pistol, I'm just deprived of the pistol awesomeness.
Yeah, the pistol in this
the
game
reticle
was
is a
not
little
as good.
too fat. It's too thick. I can't get the headshots from across the map.
The pistol did feel a little more underpowered this time around if you weren't fighting someone who's more than 5 feet away.
Yeah, and admittedly, a pistol isn't really meant for what we used it for in the first game whatsoever.
And so I was more
9mm.
tempted. So this game, it made me more tempted to try out other weapons, but I
That's
usually kept
exactly
them.
why they did that.
But
They
I just
balanced it more so that you would be tempted to use the other weapons.
I just like to see large amounts of ammo.
That and because there's trophies for getting kills with the weapons.
The pistol was fun.
It's pretty nice, especially with that riot shield.
The 9mm, the Uzi was not that fun.
Yeah, no, the Uzi is terrible.
It's a terrible weapon. Desert Eagle does what he expected to do.
Yeah, the Deagle's great.
They nerfed the Dragunov in this game.
I didn't really feel any nerfing.
It's still a one-shot kill, but the time in between shots is increased, where it won't let you shoot.
Yeah, it is a little slower.
So you can't just like da-da-da and clear down a hallway. It's you shoot once and you have to hide.
Can't dump ass.
No dumping ass.
That's fucking bullshit.
They did it to make it more intense.
It's intense dumping ass, dude. That's the most intense you'll ever have is when you know you have to dump ass and then you dump ass.
You can't...
You can dump ass. It's semi-auto. That's what those guns are made for, is dumping ass. Ask anybody. That's what they say when they are in the practice range for like the Marines. They're like, all right, boys, dump ass. And everyone's like, yeah. And you just fire as many fucking rounds
I don't think that's true.
as erratically as possible. And that's how you strike fear into the enemy, because you don't even care about accuracy. All you care about is slinging ass.
All right, before we really get into gameplay, what do you give the story?
Yeah. Let's score it.
Story. I liked it. It was good. I'd give it a 7.
7 for Cameron. What about you, Craig?
I give it a 10.
A 10? Jesus.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. You guys are fucking crazy, first of all. I love this story because partially because I love the characters in it, and because I like the Indiana Jones style of it.
Okay, so if I'm thinking about this less as just a carbon copy, not a carbon copy, it just change it so it doesn't look like you copied off my homework of the first game.
Well, I mean, Indiana Jones is like the classic 90s or
so I will
80s
probably,
action hero, and Nathan Drake is more like...
But the story itself, the interplay, like you're saying, is good, so I'll probably give it a 8.
Because like, I love the interactions between like Drake and Elena and Drake and Chloe and, with Sully, obviously, because Sully is like the best.
But so little Sully in this.
I know.
Yeah.
You get more Sully in 3.
Okay.
A whole lot of Sully.
A whole lot of Sully. And you get a lot of Sully in 4, too.
He's getting old.
He's going to be the father figure
really
that dies in 4. That's what I'm predicting.
He gets more crotchety in 4, too. It's pretty great.
Do you ever play as Drake as old as Sully was in the first game?
No.
No.
That'd be awesome, though. If they like made a new Uncharted, you get like a protege and
I doubt they're done.
become like an old Drake.
I doubt they're
And what's
done.
most
but-
likely going to be is Drake
Well,
becomes
I mean,
Sully.
I think they said that they were done doing Drake stuff.
Yeah, it's like the end of...
because they made that spin-off with Chloe and Nadine as a thing.
So they're going to do them now?
I don't know if they're going to stick with them, but they could add other people.
They can't do Last of Us forever.
I don't think
but-
they're going to do Drake as the main character anymore. He might be like a side character for somebody, like Sully is, but I don't know.
That's just
It would be awesome if they made like a prequel one where you play as Sully, because fucking Sully is the best.
What if they... Oh, man. Okay, so...
But Sully is more of a thief than he is a history guy like Drake is.
Yeah. Well, do the games get more like Last of Us ever?
I've never
In
played
what
Last
way?
of Us, so...
In the way that the gameplay is way better.
4 is pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It's real smooth. in,
I like the
every
stealth
way.
a lot in Last of Us. That's like my favorite thing.
There's stealth in 4.
And in these ones, there's stealth, but it's not really stealth. You know what I
No,
mean?
it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's
The only
like...
time you use stealth is when you don't have a weapon, you just need one real fast.
Well, there's like stealth
Yeah.
missions, like Chapter 2 is a stealth mission.
Okay, there's one mission where if you got if they saw you, you failed. But for the most part, it just turned into a gunfight, which is what you wanted to do anyway.
Well, I mean, there's other ones that are still stealth that you
maybe a normal, on fucking super hardcore. You don't want anyone to see you ever, but it's not made for that, so it's kind of tough.
But anyway, yeah, I love the story. So gameplay.
So they did make you switch weapons more often, but then they wouldn't fuck you with, hey, you're going to pick up this powerful weapon which has low amounts of ammo, and then you keep going, and then you just use it on small enemies, and now you're out of weapon.
How'd you like the minigun?
It was good. I liked it well enough. Not as effective as I wanted to be, though. I do like that Juggernaut enemy, though. So there's one part...
Oh, the Juggernaut guys with the miniguns?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's that one part where you're in Shambhala and you're trying to go into it deeper. And there's this big fight between the Russian people and the enemies, like the change people in Shambhala. And they come in and they're fighting and stuff. And there's this point, if you wait long enough, where this Juggernaut comes out and he by two of those torches holding the sap. And so what I did was I killed the dude by the Juggernaut, because they take too much ammo to kill if you're not using something explosive. So he died with 2 blasts of that torch blowing up, cleared my way to him, and then finished off the rest of the Russians and the Yetis with the chain gun.
Nice. It's like some Horizon Zero Dawn shit going on there. You like pick up.
They just drop a weapon. You pick it up.
Yeah.
But it is Horizon Zero Dawn-esque, where it doesn't become a weapon in your inventory. You just hold on to it.
Yeah, it's a temp.
And then when you want to hide or something like that, you drop it.
Yeah.
Did you like that part where there was like 2 of the Juggernaut guys where you're trying to sneak through into that like one window area?
2 Juggernaut guys. Window area.
It's while you're sneaking through the city while they're...
And so there's this collapsed piece of building forming a ramp up to the upper level, and there's just sap strewn about.
No, it's where you're like in the city before you go down the stairs, like under where the tree is. You're trying to like find that area. You're trying to get up into the tower or whatever to get to Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like this one like window spot that you can open up, that you have to like climb to, but like down below there's like 2 Juggernaut guys with the miniguns,
right?
And it's kind of like a stealthy part where you gotta like try and sneak past and open up the door.
I don't quite remember that. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's farther than I am, so
yeah, that was like at the end. So
I'm not even into the supernatural stuff yet. I'm into the idea.
All right, tell me what the hard part that you were talking about was.
I just want to know what happens when he gets smacked by a Yeti.
What do you mean?
Like the Yeti monsters, when the people, like especially when you first meet them and you're trying to fend it off, and it runs around and you're shooting at it. It does the
first
punch,
time they appear.
They do that later too. That's still attacking their thing.
Well, yeah, but that first one is like way harder than the other ones.
No, it's the same thing. And then that part with the Russian part too, when it's you and the British guy fighting off 2 of them.
Yeah,
like if they punch you, it fucking hurts. It's 3 punches and you're dead.
Yeah, it's
and then they do that whole like 3 to the ground and stuff. So I want to know if it's 1 punch for him.
I think it'll probably be 2.
2 on crushing.
Yeah,
they throw those out.
I beat it on crushing before, and I don't remember dying instantly.
And then if you're not careful,
otherwise that would have been
they will
real
they
tough.
will block your path against a wall where you like can't get away.
That sounds like Conan Exiles.
Yeah, you got to run. You got to run and gun.
Run and gun. It's really tough in this game. On hard, they just kill you.
Well, they're pretty big enemies, so it's not that tough.
But they're fast though.
Yeah, but they're not ranged, so it's a little easier.
And then when they get the crossbows, because they'll shoot at you from range, but if you get close, they'll start punching you.
Those fucking crossbows, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
It's a lot easier if you take one of them out, get their crossbow, and then fucking take out the other guys.
That's exactly
crossbow.
what you do.
Yeah, because that fucking crossbow is
like don't even try to waste your ammo, your normal ammo on them. Like only do explosives.
As soon as you kill one and can get that
crossbows
crossbow, fucking immediately use that crossbow
because it's a 2-shot to kill them with a crossbow.
Damn.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like 4 clips of like a
and grenades and stuff. You just don't have the resources to kill them.
All right, I'll have to keep that in mind.
But yeah, so gameplay. I mean, puzzles were for the most part. I like the puzzles. I just hate the stupid, pointless ones where it reveals the secret to you. You're like, well, I could have just walked there. Like,
yeah,
just like I could have just looked over and seen it and not have to spend.
Yeah, there are a few kind of dumb ones, and then they do
but then
overuse
the climbing sequences. I hate
the
it.
falling climbing thing.
But I will give gameplay overall. I'd give it an 8. I enjoyed it.
I'm going to give it an 8 too, mostly because I encountered a lot more glitches this time. I know it's because it's the PS4 version.
I thought it was because it was you.
No, see, it's the PS4 version. I played this game 4 times on PS3, and I never encountered a glitch, which is unusual for me. So, just the amount of glitches that I encountered this time were a pain in the ass.
You played it 4 times?
Yeah, to get the plat. Really, it only needed 2, but I did it 4 times.
Did you have to beat it on the hardest difficulty for the plat?
Yeah.
Did you beat it on the hardest difficulty?
I think you only
platinumed the game.
I don't believe you.
I think you only need to beat it on crushing.
Oh, okay.
Which is the hardest difficulty. They
No,
added
there's-
a difficulty
Oh.
level for the PS4.
Oh, so you had to beat it twice before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, so I had to... I don't know. I can't remember if you can play it on crushing from the beginning. You might be able to, but I wanted to do an easier run-through for the treasures. But anyway, so there was that, and then I played it for funsies because after I beat it, I could play through the game with the different skins. So like Donut Drake and Lazarevich, dude. You get a Donut Lazarevich. It's fucking awesome, and you also get Donut Sully and Elena and Chloe. It's fucking great.
Oh, everyone gets donut.
Yeah, everybody gets a donut form. It's fucking awesome. And then you can play as those in the multiplayer on like PS or on the third one and stuff. So it's a fucking amazing experience being able to play.
I just
those.
want to play the campaign now with everyone wearing the donut costume.
Yeah,
do it.
everyone's super fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the donut costumes are so fucking great. I'm honestly pissed off that they took those out.
And then
for
what
4.
about the scenes where you have to like squeeze through cracks and stuff?
It's fucking funny to watch.
Did you actually do it, or did they add?
Yeah, they
animation?
still do it.
But you just clip through it
I don't remember exactly what it looks like, but he just walks
because
through.
the fucking British dude makes comments throughout the game that would be funny as Donut Drake.
Yeah, it's pretty funny just watching him do it. He like still does it. I think it just his belly just goes through, but like you still see him being a fat guy, like shimmying through. It's funny.
Don't think your stomach will fit through there.
Doing
'Cause
pull-ups.
that's an actual comment that
Yeah.
British dude makes.
Watching him do like the running and jumping stuff is extra hilarious, though, as Donut Drake. Like,
Yeah.
you know that last sequence where
Yeah.
you're like running on the bridge, like after you defeat Lazarevich, like watching Donut Drake do that. It's fucking great. It's honestly the whole. It's a whole reason to replay the game. Just by
I'd do an easy
by doing it
playthrough
on
just with
fucking-
Donut Drake.
Yeah, dude, you can do Donut Drake, and then you can do the other cheats where you can just like spawn whatever weapon you want. So that's how you get like some of the trophies is by playing it again and spawning whatever weapon you want. Just fucking killing dudes with those weapons that you didn't get the trophies for. So yeah, so Donut Drake with like a minigun is fucking awesome too.
When you get to that town, so when you so where are you at right now?
I just reunited with the chick from the first game.
Yeah, he's like on chapter 7.
So you already passed
what
the Lazarevich attacking that
I think
town
he's going-
where you're looking for the temple, right?
Yeah, I think it's heading
that
for
was
the
rough.
temple right now.
So when you got to the top of the hotel, did you swim in the pool?
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good.
Did you get the Marco Polo trophy then?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff like that I really enjoy about the game. Is like little random things that you can do just by jumping in the pool. It starts singing, going Marco Polo. You know.
Anyways, sound wise, it was good. Didn't notice anything in particular.
Yeah,
Voice
gun sounds
acting
are
was good.
Voice acting is great.
Is that what the guy looks like, or how he looks in Death Stranding? Is that like a character model of him?
Of who?
Of the guy who voices him.
No.
It's the same. Oh, that's not how he looks in Death Stranding, really? Because it's the same guy, the guy that plays the bad guy, right?
What are you talking about?
Or is that the other dude?
What?
I'm talking
What
about
the
Drake's
fuck are you
Drake's
talking
voice
about?
actor. Does he look like he looks in real life? Does he look like he looks in Death Stranding?
Oh yeah. They did a mocap for him in
Okay,
Death Stranding.
because I know they didn't do a mocap for him in this,
Yeah.
and they made him the bad guy in.
Not the bad guy, but a bad guy.
He's the bad guy in Death Stranding, and he's also the maybe he's also
he is the bad guy.
he's the bad guy in Last of Us as well. So it's kind of weird.
Right.
It's like he's the main hero for like 3 games in this other series, and now he's the villain.
He's both in a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, he's in a shitload of games.
yeah, he's one of the biggest voice actors. So
Yeah.
Who is it? The voices
Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker. He's really good though. I like him a lot in Death Stranding, even though he's only given like 10 lines. He's pretty fucking good. He's probably the best voice actor in there so far.
He gets more lines later.
I would hope so. As the main villain, as far as I can tell.
Just got to get there.
Yeah, he's pretty good though. I think this is a pretty good cast in this game. And it's not something you really always necessarily notice, like with voice cast and voice acting.
Yeah,
But
honestly, my favorite voice actor is the guy who plays Sully.
Yeah, Sully's good.
I love Sully so much.
yeah, he's a pretty fun character. Yeah, the guns sound cool to me. I mean, got these little thumb pad thing replacements for my controller.
And of
and
course,
submitted
Schweiss
dick.
loves the death sound as well.
Yeah, that's a great sound.
As far as sound design goes, again, I didn't have any issues. Music served the game. Voice acting, of course, was great. So I'm gonna give it a 9. I mean, if we're basing this off of anything less than 10 is because of some imperfection instead of 5 is normal. Anything above that is because they went above and beyond.
Yeah.
I give it a 9 as well.
If we're going to base
So
it
we're
on
saying that
the fact that Conan Exiles is straight 10s across the board, I mean, if it's not
Conan,
that, if it's not
Conan doesn't get a 10 in anything.
So I think we need to rethink
come
this.
on.
I think we need to rethink the whole scoring thing. Instead of going, what am I going to minus this to take it back from 10? It should be, what did they do good enough to give it an extra point above 5?
You think so?
Yeah.
So next year we're just going to be heartless
I mean, it's
bastards?
basically our own scoring system. It's not necessarily anything that.
So Cameron could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a
Well,
good,
you're not going to give it a 10 just for Sully's voice alone,
No.
Cam. Don't want to fall asleep listening to that man talk.
And then replayability, it probably just got an 8 just to do Donut Drake.
Yeah.
Design. Sorry, I'm rushing through this now, but
Only an 8 for replayability?
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's no multiplayer.
Yeah.
Graphics design, I didn't feel like the graphics had too much of an improvement from
The first game?
the first game. But there was. But game design, yes, there's just a million things to climb, but the levels are designed well, in my opinion. So, any thoughts on that?
Design, I'd give it a 10. The reason is, like, you're forgetting I played this game on fucking PS3. This is a fucking fantastic looking game, especially for PS3. They only updated it, like, a little bit for PS4, and Schweiss commented on how good it looks the other day, so...
Yeah, for a PS3 port.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking fantastic looking. And it hasn't really changed that much from PS3, so it still looks really good.
Yeah, it does look good.
I don't know. Yeah, I just really love the. There's a lot of effects in there that are really great, like the snow effects on like your character model walking through the snow. You obviously get the. You see like the snow piling up, like as you walk through. You see your footsteps. It just is a great looking game in pretty much every way, and of course the design. I love the temples, the everything that you see throughout the game. It's a fucking great looking game.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look pretty good for what it is. I heard 4 is supposed to look really, really, really good.
4 does
For the time.
There's a section of that game that I was like,
I'll give it a 9.
ooh.
Now you, Craig, replayability.
Well, I played this game multiple times. I'm going to give it a 9. There's no multiplayer anymore, at least for the PS4 version. The multiplayer was fantastic. I loved it, but it's not in this one.
Was it like Last of Us multiplayer?
No, it's basically like the gameplay that you got, but you get like little maps that you can just like climb on and stuff. So you could basically just be hanging on the edge of the map and just like shoot people with your pistol, throwing grenades and stuff that you can pick up on the map. Like,
how's it not broken?
There's like, well, I mean, people can run to the side of you and start shooting you, like while you don't see them.
Oh,
it's I mean, there's that. Plus, they can like throw grenades at your hands.
Yeah, true.
But you can just like run around and climb and choke people out if you sneak up behind them, take their guns and stuff. It's fucking great. Like
It actually sounds fun.
The multiplayer is pretty fucking sweet, and Uncharted 4 has multiplayer.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same deal.
Nice.
So you guys should get it so we can play that multiplayer.
Okay.
I think it's on sale right now, but I'm not sure.
For which one?
Uncharted 4.
Oh. We'll get there.
It's one of the PlayStation hits, so it's already like $20. But I think it's on sale right now too. So I think it's like 10. But the replayability is fucking great in this game, just because like, especially with the PS4 version, they added a speed run thing, so you can like time your time. You can time yourself on each of the chapters. So you can do everything faster. You can see how long it takes you. There's
you could do everything faster. You could do it slower.
Well, I mean, you could just
see just how long
you get to time yourself, and then you can like try and beat your times. And then there's the harder difficulty level, the Explorer difficulty. And then of course there's unlocking all the skins and like other bonuses that you can do. Like Donut Drake, and doing a run through of just the Donut Drake by itself is obviously worth it.
Yeah, that's something Naughty Dog used to do a lot with the fun little like character fucking changes. Like there's a bunch of them in Jak 3 where you could put people in diapers.
Yeah,
like everybody's in a fucking diaper. It's pretty good.
I'm honestly really mad that they took that out for Uncharted 4 because of like the whole fat shaming thing.
Oh, is that really why they took it out?
Yeah,
dude. Okay, look,
that's why Donut Drake and all the other donut people skins are like no longer in the game.
To some extent, the people should be ashamed of being fat.
Yeah, they should. I'm a fat guy, and I think the whole fat shaming thing is stupid.
Although,
I mean, obviously, don't be a dick, but at the same time, don't tell people that it's okay to be fat because it's totally not.
Although
I shouldn't be obese, and yet I am.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing about eating, though, is that we're naturally inclined to binge because for 99.9999% of mankind's history, we were starving and trying to eat whatever we could whenever we could. So it's sort of hardwired.
Yeah, there were like days where people didn't go without, or like where they went without food.
Yeah, and that's within the last 100 years. Like last couple 100 years, it was really fucking terrible. So that I mean, I can see shaming that being a little unfair because now we have just so much excess, and we're still hardwired because that kind of like evolutionary trait doesn't just go away anytime soon. I mean, we have nipples as men, for God's sake. Like how long are we gonna have fucking nipples? So I could see that, but it's all supposed to be fun. Like, God damn it, Naughty Dog, just giving into these fucking polygon scum. Fucking dead. They don't even know. We were joking about this the other day. I was like, they don't even know what kind of shape they want to be. Like, what the fuck is a polygon? It's like one day it wants to be a square, the next day it's a little more triangular. And then Craig and I were like, oh my God.
It's just a confused shape.
It's a confused shape. It's a confused company with confused writers. All of it's just, everything is polygon. It's so fucking perfect. It doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be. Just like the writers.
It's true.
Yeah. That's too bad, though. Because that would be hilarious. And like
honestly, Donut Drake
graphics.
is like one of my favorite parts of the Uncharted series. Like, I fucking love that shit, dude. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Well, you guys have any last thoughts on Uncharted 2?
No.
No, I mean, it's a good game. I'm definitely glad I played it. It's better than the first one. It gets things right. And I'm excited to, try out the rest of the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a series worth a playthrough, so
It's like one of the PlayStation mainstays. So,
well, yeah, it's also like one of the PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah,
so
it's
plus the Uncharted collection for 1, 2, and 3 is like $20 if you don't get it on sale. So that by itself is a great deal, and these are all great games. So
yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big series for what it is, an exclusive. It's pretty sizable. So, just to recap the scores: story, 10 from Craig, 8 from Cam. I don't have any opinions because I haven't finished it yet. Gameplay, both gave it 8s. Sound and music, both gave it 9s. Graphics and design, 10 from Craig, 9 from Cam. Replayability, 9 from Craig, 8 from Cameron. A total of 46 out of 100, or 46 out of 50, Jesus, for Craig, and 42 out of 50 for Cameron, for a grand total of 88 out of 100. And Metacritic has it as a 96. So,
is this for the PS3 version or the PS4 one?
I believe it's the PS3. It doesn't that's the problem with clicking on Metacritic. Oh no, here we go. Let's see. 41.
Because I think it would have to be based on the Nathan Drake collection.
I think it's just the original 2, Uncharted 2. So
that would make sense.
Why would that not make sense?
No, I said that would make sense.
Oh, yeah,
That's the only one that they have.
Yeah. They might have the Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection itself, but it's kind of unfair to just pull that score and make it say, oh, it's just 2. 2 was glitchier for sure, though. Even at the Uncharted collection for 1, 2 had some more glitches, some shit freaking out.
I didn't have many glitches in the 1 or 3.
Like, what glitches did you have?
So.
The canisters, like the little propane canister. There was one where I was trying to get it over to this area, and I would walk in a big pothole with water, and it would just fly away from me. Basically, it would just and I would, every time I'd go pick it up, it would get yanked out of my hand.
The one thing that I hate about Drake
I tweeted
and his
one
ability
out.
to climb is when you hold a canister and you want to go throw it over the edge, you're just gonna quickly run, chuck, and then shoot it, but you end up just walking out the fucking side of the building. It's just and he drops it and just it's gone. Fuck you, Drake. I didn't want to walk off the building. It's like he's pulled magnet. I must climb.
Oh, you should be glad you're not playing Death Stranding, because
it's way worse.
Games just stand still in the water so you don't fall over, and then you stop holding forward and your guy keeps walking, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he has fake momentum, and he just keeps moving.
Yeah, it's what kind of fucking momentum am I led to believe you have waist deep in a moving river? You've got 0, all right? Yeah, it does that. Oh, my God.
It's horseshit.
And then you fall, and then you lose all your shit.
But yeah, I tweeted one of the glitches out that I had when I was on the train fighting that one boss dude. You remember what I'm talking about? Right after the helicopter?
So the helicopter's over, and then there's the part on the train
where
the
helicopter's over. You're still on the train
to the missile launcher.
And then there's that big muscular dude that you have to fist fight, basically.
Oh yeah,
that guy. So while I was fighting him, I fell through the train. It was stupid. I tweeted it out. You guys can look at it, but that was one of the glitches that I found.
Nice.
Yeah,
glitch hunter,
dude. I fucking am. I hate it. I hate it, man. Fucking
Caleb Craig, Glitch Hunter.
That fucking
the game
Fallen Order, man. I've played it for 5-6 hours, and I found over 30 glitches. The game just fucking hates me, man.
I've seen other people play that game.
My first
and it wasn't
fucking stream,
glitch free either. That.
Oh, it's known to be glitchy, but for fuck's sake, dude! My first stream of the game, 7 minutes in, I jump onto the rope to rope swing to the thing to climb up, and I fucking fly through the wall. Fucking 7 minutes into the game, I'm like,
this is a good start.
Yeah.
You know what's funny to me is I've watched some gameplay done by big name YouTubers, and it's always just fine. They're just playing along a game. If you watch any other gameplay of normal people playing it, it's there's glitches throughout. It's just not as smooth. I'm just what the fuck is happening?
Are they just gods?
How are they playing a good version of the game and everyone else is playing?
They get special copies.
What if
we're
oh man, what if we're playing the good version of Conan Exiles, and everyone that plays and hates it has that trash version that doesn't work?
I think,
or is it just a game that doesn't work?
The game itself doesn't work. I mean, you fucking saw that like thing I tweeted out where I was just like fucking floating.
It's really
and
the
I like
grind
was
that
trying to
kills you.
walk through the stairs and I like got moved and.
Well, our thralls are doing that too. They're spazzing in that area, dude. They're trying to get back to
I don't know why, but that area is glitched as fuck.
There's like a magnetic field there that's like fucking with everything.
Yeah, and I fucking saw, like, I think it was, oh man, I can't remember who it was, but they were, like, floating on the bed that they were laying on.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
doing the running, like, the
Oh,
running
yeah,
fall
Roxo
thing.
was stuck there for a while.
Yeah, it's just, like, on the bed, just floating above it.
Well, the thralls now are like rubber banding, and because they're trying to get up to the little nooks that he stuck him in up top.
Yeah.
Because they came down to fight, and now they're just sprinting around the base. And, like, so they rubber band, like, fucking bad sometimes. Like, it's just like... And I'm like, man, this is gonna crash the server if this keeps up like these fucking thralls.
You just gotta move them back to
We're
where
gonna
they
have
were.
to put them in our inventory and put them in sacks. Just leave them. Let them expire.
You can't do that.
Once you place them, you can't put them back.
Oh,
in
you
the
serious?
Yeah, the only time that you can, like, put them in a bag is when you, like, first put them in the Wheel of
love it,
Pain.
man. It's
Before
like a
you
little
place them.
sack, a little tiny knapsack with a human being in it. It's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that anywhere else. It's the only place you can get.
See,
that
that's
kind
another part of how I was going to raid the fuck out of you guys. I was going to, while you guys were offline.
you dick.
No, I wasn't going to raid you offline. What I was going to do while you guys are offline is build like a little tower far enough away that I could actually build it, but close enough. I was just going to build a protected catapult, wait till you guys are moving or online, and then start fucking launching rocks into your base. And then when you guys come down to check, I would have brought 2 elephant loads full of thralls and armor with me.
Oh, yeah, because you can only carry 2. You can only have 2 follow you, but you can carry as many as you want if you just barely cooked them.
Yep.
They're fresh.
And so that's what I was planning.
They're piping
I was going to
hot.
have an elephant full of thralls and then an elephant full of armor and weapons, and then take them right up to your base, start placing them, start arming them, and then have them follow me in a battle.
Nice. That'll be a pretty good time. Yeah. Cool. I don't know if we have anything else for this week. It's kind of a shorter episode, but you know what? They don't all have to be 3 hours long.
Well, I mean, our last few episodes were pretty long and pretty great, so...
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, sorry, the boy just got back. Anyway, thanks, guys, for hanging out. Let us know what you think about the Uncharted games. Give us your Uncharted rankings. It's a big series for PlayStation fans. A lot of the listeners are PlayStation fans. We've got a little bit of a surprise for our next few reviews. A few people have been asking, like, why aren't we doing polls and stuff like that? We've got a few things we're going to do behind the scenes and then do reviews on stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious on a couple of them, if you're going to be completely honest here. But we'll have reviews for you. We just don't have votes. So, yeah, there's that. Thank you very much to... way back in the day 101 and Tristan 123454. I think he patroned before, but for your recent pledges, we really appreciate it, guys, and thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time.
Enjoy the nude.
Time to get good.
Live always in the nude, and let's do some Hog League. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Hog League. This is, guys, as you all know, as everyone knows, so very obviously, this is week 11, guys, so let's see what everyone does. So this week's matchups were between the Sweatmeisters and Chase's Space, the Dukes of Deaths, and Matunica's Heroes, Ramager's Rompers, A for last place. That doesn't count against Abrak Crack and That Whip, and the most offensives against the Step Motherfuckers. Finally, a win for me and my Schwettmeisters. 245 to 206. Top Schwettmeister, True Hoax, finally putting in some sweat. Top Chase is President. The Dukes of Death crush Matunica and his fucking heroes, just like good old Americans. 438 to 138. Top Duke, Death Wife. Top Matunica's hero, Porcupine Racer. Ramager's Rompers fall to A for last place, 785 to 159. Top A4, Undead Care Bear, some ketchup in that there hog, but doesn't matter. And top Romper, Simon Parker, doesn't count, fall to the Whip. It cracks true again, 237 to 60. Top Whip is Abrac. Top doesn't count, Igloo Smasher. Most offensives fall to Step Motherfuckers, 341 to 202. The top Step, Angry Ass Black Dude, top most offensive. Player by nature, once again. This week's matchup, guys, Schweisse Sweatmeisters, Step Motherfuckers, can't wait to lose once again. Dukes of Death, most offensive, doesn't count, A for last place. Matunica's Heroes, Abrac cracks the whip. Ramager's Rompers against Chase's Chase. How about that? Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. Get in, get your hag. The end of the year is coming up. Want to see who gets the most in each category. I'm doing pretty well in one or two categories. I was once winning in music, not winning in music, because Simon Parker is a fucking monster in music. But I was like top 3, and now I'm like in 8th or 9th place. It's what podcasts that don't count will do to you, right? But yeah, get in, log your hog, see where you stack up, and we'll see you guys again next time. Until then, I'll say it again, live always in the fucking nude.
Yeah!